Enjoy the beautiful weather by heading out to an awesome show where orchids are the star.
Avid plant lover, and he may just take a few home with him as well. Jordan Segundo there with a preview. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, John and Cody. Yes, I'm learning so much here from Dave already, and I wish I could tell you all the knowledge he just shared with us, all about orchids, and that's what's going to be on display this weekend at the Wyndham Hotel here in Sacramento for the 74th annual Sacramento Orchid Society Show. We got Dave here, the president of the organization. Thanks for having us. You brought a variety of orchids this morning, and that will be on display this weekend. Now, the theme is big and small, so let's talk about the bigger orchids right there, because obviously people can see the really big ones. What's that variety called?
So that is a cymbidium orchid, and we grow those outside here in our environment. So that's 100% outside. I grow them completely outdoors.
Now, if you go right next to the big one, you can see a little one right there. Now, the smaller orchids right there, are they a little harder to care for?
Not really. So orchids, as long as you give them their basic needs, light, water, and food, they will be very happy.
Well, speaking of water, I know we have a few people, I'm sure, watching that may have a hard time keeping an orchid alive. What is the best way to water an orchid? I know if we take a look at some of the more common orchids that you find in the store, this is the cymbidium.
That's a phalaenopsis.
Or phalaenopsis. What's the best way to water them? Because you say you don't want to over water them, right?
Yeah, so if I'm going to water my phalaenopsis, what I'll do is I will take it out of its little container that it usually comes in, right? And I will take it over to the sink, and I will actually fill this up with water a couple of times and let it water and let it drain through.
So no ice cube?
No ice cube. Ice cubes are not a good way to water an orchid.
And how often do you water your orchid?
Depending on the time of year. Okay. So during the winter time, when humidity is higher and temperatures are cooler, I will water this guy probably once every 10 days to 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And during the summertime, I may water it as often as every 3 days to a week.
Love it. There's so much to learn about orchids, and this weekend is the big orchid show. There will be hundreds of orchids on display, also rare orchids for sale, but there's also a competition. Who knew that orchids will be judged? It's almost like a dog show, because there's even a best in show orchid, right?
Absolutely. And we have our own Dave Sorkowski here from Path Paradise. He's won best of show at the last two, the San Francisco show and the Santa Barbara show. Nice. So he will probably have his orchid in here as well.
So fun. And all morning long, we've been talking about the orchid that smells like a tropical beach. Let's see if you can pull it up right here. This one's called, the common name is called the coconut orchid. I swear it smells like some coconut suntan lotion. What is this variety called, the scientific name?
This is a Maxillaria tenuifolia.
Wow, and it really does smell like coconut.
Absolutely. And as you've learned, we have others here that have different fragrances.
Wonderful. Again, if you'd like to learn all about orchids or check out the show, it's happening this weekend right here at the Wyndham Hotel. You can actually get your tickets if you order them today online. Pre-sale $7, right?
Correct.
$7 and then $10 at the door?
$10 at the door.
Right, there you go. 74th Annual Orchid Show. Take a look at these little babies. You got the big and the small ones, and some that smell like a beach. Who knew? Happy Aloha Friday, everybody.
That's amazing.
If they only had an orchid that smelled like chocolate, you could put it together. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
We could make a Mounds
bar. I
bar.
wanted to give to you.
And then,
so this is actually called a jewel.
And then an almond one.
Jewel
Then you'd have an almond joy.
Exactly.
All right, 7:19. Let's get